I have a picture to show you.
Do you? Well, let's see it.
Okay.
Wow. That's quite a picture.
You remember that?
I do remember this.
You remember that when we took that?
I do.
That's of me.
I do remember that. It was a long evening.
And the focus of the date night?
The focus of the date night was your vulva.
That it was.
And that made it an especially fun date night.
When I met Joe, just as a fun question, I asked you, "Hey Joe, are you a leg man? Are you an ass man? Are you a breast man?" And you totally surprised me.
Yeah.
You
I
told
did.
me.
That I was a pussy man.
I'd never heard of that. I was shocked.
You were a little shocked.
It's just so not talked about because for women, it's mostly hidden. We grow up mostly not talking about it, not seeing it on our friends. We see each other's breasts, we see in the locker room, but we don't see each other's genitalia. And the only time we ever expose it is maybe in the gynecologist's office.
Right.
Or to a sex partner who may or may not say anything. We may hear jokes about they're smelly, they're ugly. Even if we don't specifically think ours is bad or ugly or something's wrong with it, that was me. I didn't really have a specific idea that it was bad or ugly. I also didn't have an idea that it was beautiful or special.
Yeah, you didn't.
And you did.
I did. I still do. Because there's something so unique about them. Each one has its own individual beauty.
Most of the porn out there, especially the free porn out there and the photos you see and the retouched everything, doesn't show the inner lips, the inner labia in all the different forms they actually come in. It shows lots of them just tucked away, cut off. And when you're used to seeing that, and when your sex partners are used to seeing that, and then they see you, who has a real vulva and hasn't been retouched, you can start to feel bad about that.
Yeah.
So I loved getting your perspective.
I loved giving it to you.
As part of that particular date night, I collected photographs of real vulvas that hadn't been surgically altered, they hadn't been digitally altered, and we sat down and we had what I called a vulvafest.
That was a lot of fun.
Could you describe what we did during the vulvafest?
Yeah, you asked me to basically go through all these vulvas and tell you why each one of them was so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how was that for you?
It was lovely. It was freeing.
Yeah.
All of those ideas that there's something wrong with it not looking a particular way just fell away.
Yeah. Yeah. I think even more so than what you can see from the outside, there's this beauty in knowing that this is the origin of birth, right? It's just a very special and great pleasure. And I think that, in my mind, contributes to the beauty. There's something that you can look at and say, wow, that vulva is more than what it looks like from the outside.
So after we had finished looking at all the photographs, what you decided to do.
Yeah. You want to know what it was?
They want to know what it is.
So I took Molly and we did all kinds of different pictures of her vulva. Some were completely naked. Some she had panties on from all different angles. We used water. That was a lot of fun. Just to show you all the different ways that your vulva could look beautiful.
Then we could look at the photographs of me, just like we just looked at all the photographs of all these other vulvas. Through the same eyes that I had been looking at them with, which was your eyes, your perspective of they're all beautiful. And it was stunning, the difference in looking at myself through that lens.
Yeah.
So different.
Oh, yeah.
To look at yourself through the eyes of you're beautiful, to truly look at yourself through the eyes of you're beautiful.
I think all women out there, especially those who think that their vulva is not attractive, could go out and do the same thing that we did, and great places online that have, very natural looking vulvas that have not been altered. You can see that your vulva is beautiful in its own way and really doesn't need any altering to be any better than it is. So take some time to go through some of these pictures and see the beauty in them, no matter the size, the color, the shape. There's always a way to see that natural beauty. And then once you do that, then it can be really helpful to look at your own and realize that yours is beautiful as well. And like we did, it can help to take pictures. It can be a lot of fun. Trust me on this. It can be a lot of fun to take pictures and then look at the pictures afterward as if you were looking at a website.
There are relatively safe ways to do this with a camera. I feel okay about these pictures we have because there's no identifying elements. Unless you know my vulva, you're really not going to recognize that picture. And I do keep it stored in a safe way with the password protections.
So I think it's time for all the vulva owners out there to celebrate your vulvas as the beautiful things that they are.
Thank you.